Welcome back, chemistry fans. Today, what we are going to do is something called Gay-Lussac's law. And what this is going to measure is pressure versus pressure versus temperature. So as we see an increase in temperature, we should see an increase in pressure. So we've got some devices to help us measure these. So let's get over here to the lab and let's see what we've got going on for this one. So in this scenario, we are going to utilize something we did previously, and it is called the gas pressure sensor, and it's hooked up to this hose, which is hooked up to this contraption over here. Oh my gosh, it's a empty flask with air trapped inside of it. It's got a double nozzle on top, and this hole right here is actually closed. It's not open to the atmosphere. So it's got a little ball right there that says it's not open. So that hose from the gas pressure sensor is attached to this stopper. So it has access into the air that's trapped inside of the flask. Then I'm going to take this temperature probe and I am going to put a little sealant on it. So I'm going to put just a little touch of the sealant so that whenever I stick it into the other empty hole, open hole, it will hold it in there and seal it so that the gas cannot escape. So now I've got a closed system, and it is going to read on something called the LabQuest. We've seen that before. So I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera over now so that we can now see what we are dealing with over here. And so, things are a little bit hectic here. Cancel. Okay. So what you can see now is that on my LabQuest, I am able to measure temperature as well as pressure attached to those. So how we are going to design this is now my apparatus, I have got some ice. So I've got a cold temperature. I'm going to get just some normal temperature water. And then I also have a hot plate over here with which I could get hot water. And so we can have 3 different temperatures that we can make measurements to make this graph. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this gradually. We're not going to have 3 different temperatures. We're going to try and heat up or cool this down first. So what we'll do is we'll make a little bit of cold water by simply adding some of the ice into the water there. And then I'm going to go ahead and place add a little bit more water to it. So I'm going to now place my flask in there so that it is completely submerged. You can see. Flask is floating in the water. And so now we can start taking some temperatures so that we can make some determinations on what we've got. So I'm going to jot these values down that are coming off of this sensor as the material heats up, as the material heats up. So hold on. So now I have got my lowest temperature that I've been able to achieve on this apparatus, 21 degrees, 0.7, 96.5 is my pressure. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this and I'm going to start heating this up on the apparatus over here. So I've got this floating into the water, but I'm going to try now and see if I can cause it to start heating up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plug in my hot plate, turn it on. I'm going to get this thing heating up so that I can change my temperature, so that I can change my pressure. So let's just see what we can get. If we can get maybe a couple of degrees change, then we can start seeing some pressure value changes, and then we'll be able to see the graph. So let's try and do our best with this, and we will come back to you in just a second. In here, and what you can start to see then with my data is that the temperature has gone up and so has the pressure, and it's ever increasing as we speak right now. So I have recorded my data from this little experiment, and now I'm going to switch cameras and I'm going to start showing you how to plot the data. Switch the camera to the front. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to come over here and take over the screen as a Google Sheet. So we're going to go over and we're going to find ourselves a Google Sheet. If you're unaware, just type in Google Sheets and it will find one for you. Go to a blank sheet. And I am going to type in my two categories. I've got temperature and I've got pressure. And I am going to put in my temperatures. I just took a temperature at every degree, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And then I decided to stop. You can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got enough. You could have more. You could have down to at least 5 is what you need to have. So mine worked out very nicely. It's going to, as you can see, become very, very linear as these values are just plotted out very, very easily along a straight line. I'm going to then highlight, drag all of those materials, data points. I'm going to put it into a graph, and we will hope that it will put it as a straight line. Now, what you notice, though, it's not as impressive. So what we're going to do, yes, we will keep it as a scatter, but we probably need it to have the line connecting it. So boom is where that is, but I'm going to start, I'm going to double click on my graph so that my minimum is over here. Let's do 100 and my maximum would be well, there, it already fixed it to 108. So that is going to make this look so much nicer, and it makes it easy to see that this is a straight, direct, linear graph. This is everything that I need for you to show me when we are dealing with Gay-Lussac's law. So thank you very much. I will see. Oh, and by the way, let's go ahead and put in the data points so we can make sure that we have those. Over to the graph and actually click on the line itself, and then come over here and go down to point size where it says none, and click on one where we can see it. 10 is a nice one, and now I can see where your data points are. Okay, that's everything that I wish for you to share with me about your understanding of Gay-Lussac's law. Thank you very much. I will talk with you again soon. Bye-bye.